Welcome to war-torn Israel. Bombs are dropping as we speak.
Isn't it surreal, right? We're in a war zone, and here we are sitting having coffee in Rothschild in Naria, like 10 minutes from the Lebanon border,
Looking at this
and
incredible
looking at
sea.
this incredible ocean here, and
It is
having a
surreal.
nice shake. L'chaim, l'chaim. Yeah.
So what
So we finally got to see each other after this whole long
I think
time.
it's been like a month.
I don't know how long it's been with everything that we've been going through. So it's good to see you all, everybody, again. And it's so good to see you, Rachelle.
It's good to see you too, Miriam.
And we were talking on, how we're dealing basically psychologically in this whole situation of the last week and a half. And it seems like everybody's taking it much harder because from what I've been talking to people, it seems like somewhere deep inside of us we were hoping we're over this. These last 2.5 years were enough. And even though like underground, everybody were knowing that it's the quiet before the storm. But somewhere deep inside of us, we were really hoping that we're going to get rid of this whole threat without this Gog and Magog war, right? But here it is, and everybody's taking it emotionally really, really hard, even though everybody keeps going out and doing things and trying to live their lives as normal as possible. But it's difficult. It's not simple for anybody.
Is there any place else in the world where people are living under the possibility of missiles falling at any point? Is there
Well,
any?
at this point, everywhere. The Emirates, Bahrain, even Turkey, they're saying is waiting to get missile that.
Really?
So,
It's different to have it actually happen.
well, yeah, but Bahrain and the Emirates are already having it. So, continuously for the last few days, yeah. And I look at them and I'm like, we're so much luckier here. We have a shelter right by every store and a few of them on every street. We have a shelter in every home almost, or in every building. We have the Iron Dome. So we have a lot of things that give us this false sense of security.
That we can actually go out of our house and have a coffee in a coffee shop.
Right.
That's very true.
Some of it is false sense of security, some of it is maybe, but for me, I feel that, it's like really, I don't know, I must say that with all this torment of like this anxiety feeling of these last few days, I also feel like an incredible feeling of excitement. And I really feel Mashiach around the corner. I don't know, like something in me is very positive. I have this very positive energy going along with the anxiety and with all the stress in the background.
It's interesting, isn't it? I do too. It feels so much more imminent. It feels imminent. But what's
And I hear it from a lot of people, by the way.
Really? You
Yeah.
feel it's imminent?
Yeah, and not the I don't know, like of the imminent, but the feeling that of the excitement, the feeling of something good is on its way. Mashiach is on its way. Mashiach is around the corner. I feel it from many, many people. Yeah, I hear it from many people.
We're not just optimistic like we are in every situation.
It's different. There's optimism, and then there's this energetic feeling. And when I'm talking, like this energetic feeling in my stomach. Yeah. Yeah. So you were saying before also, like, how can we, right, go through this with a smile on our faces, basically, right?
Well, what's happening is that the things that we've been taught, being routine, in order to, that's healthier, you live your life, you're in a routine, and the things that we were taught, and go out and help wherever you can, the things that we've been taught to do, it's changing because everything is changing. So it's coming up inside of us, things that we've relied on as, oh, I can do this and get satisfaction, or I can do this. We can't. Our minds may be too foggy in order to be able to stop and try to be creative. And, if our thing is writing poetry or whatever, or writing music, it's very hard to do it. The energy in the air is it's intense and electric. There's no calms.
And we say it's because of the missiles, right? Or because of the war.
The imminent, yeah,
right. But I want to say that I feel that the more time goes by, I feel that there's no reality in life without stress.
Okay.
Life isn't going to give us just a calm,
True.
The ocean is going to go through its waves, and so are we going to go through our waves.
Yes.
And some are going to be stormier days, and some are going to be sunnier and calmer days. And we're all going to go through stress moments. And the question is, I feel that the missiles now are the victimhood of the moment. But there's always going to be things that we're going to say, my brain is foggy because of this stress or that stress, because of this pain or that pain. The question is, how is the world going to deal with pain? How each one of us individually going to learn to deal with pain, with the physical pain and emotional pain?
Very true.
And that's the point in life. And I feel that when we're talking about Mashiach, besides the fact Mashiach and the Third Holy Temple, and there are those on the physical realm, but then there to discuss them on a spiritual realm, which is like, what is the era of the Third Holy Temple? Is it going to be just another shul that we're going to click that we went for Shachris Mincha Ma'ariv? Or is there going to be a different reality that I'm going to step into a realm, into an atmosphere, into a dimension where life is good no matter what? Am I going to learn to live life with its difficulties in a good, subtle, calm way? Am I going to learn to monitor my feelings, my thoughts, and regulate them regardless what the situation is? And for me, I feel that my process, that whatever life had put me through, and the process that that it made me go through is that understanding that life isn't going to spare us. There's always going to be something. Hopefully not always, but there's always been something. And from something to something, I grew bigger. From something to something, I grew stronger. From something to something, I learned that I have other capacities that I had no idea that I had them before I went through that. When I thought I was done 2 years ago, a moment after October 7th, then 2.5 years went by. And then we thought, and then we thought that this moment had come, and who had the strength to even enter it. But look at us, look at our soldiers. They all came, 100,000 soldiers came back to position after most of them had just been home for just a couple of weeks. And all the mamas came back to cooking, and and all our volunteers put themselves back together, and everybody is like, and I'm talking to people are very optimistic. It's hard, yes, it's hard, but people are smiling, people are happy, people are optimistic, people really are growing through this and coming closer to Hashem, and coming closer to their soul, and coming closer to Yiddishkeit, and coming closer to doing the right thing in every moment.
hopeful too. Hopeful.
Hopefulness, yeah, also.
It seems like when you look out broadly on the world, it seems like there's more sanity, that people are actually seeing what's actually happening instead of, like, I don't know, making up stories or making, I don't know.
Right.
It seems to be more like people seem to be more sane.
Right.
They're seeing things in a more sane way for what they really are.
Right.
And that gives you hope.
Right. And I feel that the religious dogma, which gave and is giving us a lot of strength to deal through the difficulties of the Jewish people, but the world as a whole, specifically with the Jewish people. The idea of, the Holy Temple descending upon us. It's not maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but it's not. And for many people, it's difficult to believe that. On one hand, we have to believe that there is a connection between the materialistic and the spiritual world. That the materialistic world is just a closer world of atoms being more concentrated.
Yes.
On the other hand, we need to believe that we don't need to hold on to something materialistic in order to feel our spiritual sense, to feel our spiritual power. So it's like, if you think that you need to go into a synagogue in order to pray, but you don't realize, or you need to go to some holy person to be blessed, or you need to have a holy temple on a certain mountain in order to get closer to God. On one level, it's true. On another level, I think Hashem is trying to teach each and every one of us, each and every one of you is a holy entity, has the power of the holiest person who's been sitting and praying and meditating for the last, I don't know how many years, for 24/7. So if we're talking in Judaism about God's creation, or God's reality in space, time, and consciousness, we're holding on, I think, a little bit too much to the space and time, and too little to the consciousness. And we need to strongly embrace the consciousness so that it can also reveal itself in space. When we concentrate on talking about the space realm, which is the Holy Temple, or the identification of Mashiach, who is he, where is he, and when is it going to happen?
Yes.
Instead of embracing a higher level of consciousness, we're getting further away from that reality. Whenever we're embracing the reality of consciousness, the realm of the creation of Hashem in our consciousness, we're getting that realm of space and time. When Mashiach reality will cover the whole world, much closer to us.
I think, especially from my last experience, I think that we're being taught that we're a lot more resourceful than we think.
Right.
And like that, and for me, we are a lot more, and we can deal with a lot more than we think we can deal with. We can deal with more pain. We can deal, and still maintain a positive.
Right. Yeah.
Positive
the painful episodes that you've been through in the last month, the painful episodes that I've been through in the last few months. And God is teaching us you can do it.
You can do it.
You can ignore your pain. You can walk much further than you thought you can.
Yep.
You can do your cleaning regardless. You can do whatever you can. You can. Every time your mind tells you you cannot, you challenge it and you say, let's see if I can do a step further.
It's amazing.
And it's true for our physical pain, and it's even more true for our emotional pain.
Yeah. And also, I'm also aware of God's support. Like, I can feel God's support.
Right.
Because it's almost like there's like a little voice that's like going, yay, I told you could do it.
Right. And I think that God's support is that is that feeling of like accomplishment.
Yes.
That when you do it, you feel like when do you feel that Hashem was a part of it? When you say, Hashem, please help me. In Hebrew, we say, for saying I don't have any strength, we say en li koach.
Right.
For saying give me strength, we say ten li koach. So every time I feel like saying I have no strength, en li koach, I switch it with one letter, ten li koach. Give me strength. And then when I manage to overcome my difficulty, my challenge, I know that Hashem was with me there. I feel it. I feel it so much stronger.
Yeah, it's incredible. It really is incredible. So I get up every day. I still have pain, but it's a little less pain than the day before. And I know that I can do more. I'll try to push more. I'll try to make more effort and push my way through it.
Right.
I have to push it. It's incredible. And not let it get me down. I'll tell you what, at the beginning, there were times when I was like, I can't deal, I just can't. I just can't. I can't deal with it. It's unbelievable. And then it's time to switch it. No.
Right.
It's another challenge. I'll get through it.
Another day, right? And even like when the doctors told you you'd be walking in 4 months, and all of a sudden you were walking after 3 weeks, right? And then you were like only partially walking, and they told you you'd be walking much better in a week. It was so hard to believe you'd be walking in a week. But here you were walking within a week from that time.
Yes. Just
And it's
like
like-
she told me, the social
Right.
worker.
And it's like when you're in that moment, you don't believe it, right? But then comes the spiritual learning and tells us Yeshuat Hashem Kerefayim. The salvation of Hashem is like a blink of an eye. And it's so true. That week is so much like a blink of an eye, when in the beginning they tell you won't walk for 4 months, right? And then all of a sudden, within less than a month later, you're walking. And it's like, and same thing with everything in life. It's like you think it's going to take me forever to make $1 million.
It doesn't have to.
So many things can happen, right? It's like it's going to take me years to get out of debt. So many things could change, right? It's like, and the other way around, you know, you think you have no money to give to tzedakah, right? Because you're like, whatever, I'm really broke, right? And you're like, give your last shekel and see how money is going to drop in your bank account, right? Just give your last shekel. Trust me. It's like things change so quickly. When you give your last shekel, God gives you so much more. And I see it over and over again, you know, like how many times I went shopping for the soldiers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, and I was doing it like off my credit card, saying, you know, like, I don't know what's going to be. And as I'm standing at the cashier, you know, like something happens. Someone calls me, or someone comes by and says, why are you buying all these meat or whatever, fish? And I'm like, for the soldiers. And somebody will pull out their wallet. And, you know, like so many things happen. I'm just talking to Hashem and I'm just saying, Hashem, I have no idea how I'm going to cover my credit card. And something happens, right? It's like, just put yourself out there into the world. You know, it's like when you're in a victim mode, when we're in a victim mode, it says, Ein ani ela bedad. There is no poverty, just in consciousness. You're poor in your consciousness. When you're a millionaire in your consciousness, things open up, whether it's on your, you know, health or your money or you're finding love or whatever it is that you need in life. Don't be a victim. Don't be in a victim mode. Be in a procreator mode. That's Malchut. Connect to Malchut. Connect to being a king, a queen, a king. When you're a king or a queen, or when you're in the sphere of Malchut, in the Midah of Malchut, then you're becoming partners with Hashem in creating the world. Right? Just like we saying that 3 partners are in the creation of a baby, a mother, a father, and God. And we're saying also, it's like, you know, when you're Chokhmah and Bina, what's your Chokhmah? Your Chokhmah is that you're telling yourself, God is going to change this. You know, like I learned Amunah. I learned to have trust. But it's hard for me to actually manifest it in my heart. right? That's the Bina. The Bina is the manifestation of that feeling that I'm learning it, I'm talking it, but I'm not walking it. Bina is I'm walking it. And when Kaufman and Bina come together, a new baby is born in the world. That baby, his name is Da'at. So when you're like, like the Da'at, the feeling that Hashem had stepped in, basically that's what that is, the feeling that Hashem had stepped in. When we're combining our knowledge of and wisdom of Amunah, of faith, of faithful studying, of the studies of basically spirituality, when we combine it with actually learning how to walk it and not just talk it, right? Like just like putting my last shekel, whatever, for someone, or opening my heart and saying a good word to someone,
or seeing all the miracles around us,
or seeing all the miracles instead of saying, oh, that's the iron dome. I didn't, whatever, nothing happened to me because I was in the shelter, like, and who got you to the shelter if not the feet that God gave you, right? So, and who made sure that you had that extra second to jump into the shelter before the missile fell there? And on the other hand, there were people who were in the shelter who got killed, So it's nothing is the shelter, everything is Hashem. Learn to see that. Nothing is, it's like we're saying in the sukkah, we're sitting in the sukkah, and we're saying that the sukkah symbolizes like basically a shelter, right? But then we're hiding at home. We're hiding in the shelter. We don't really believe in this metaphor of the sukkah. We believe in the reality of the bricks, in the reality of the iron, in the reality of military force, of the reality of whatever,
True.
Right? But how much are we actually managing to manifest that feeling inside of me? Hashem is with me, right? When my kid went out with his dog, right? And there was a siren, right? And I just started saying Shira Ma'alot, and I, envisioned my son with this ray of light of Hashem around him, right? And he managed to run somewhere and hide, thank God, But like, you can manifest that feeling with prayer. To allow ourselves for prayer to be our iron dome. Allow ourselves for our prayer to be our shelter. Allow our prayer to be the shelter, and allow ourselves the prayer to be the iron dome. How much are we doing that? How much are we actually, and we can do it with every soldier we're praying for them, right? We can envision their face, envision a ray of light of Yud-Kei Vav-Kei around them, protect them and send them healing in every moment for our soldiers, for our children, for our loved ones. And it could be with the missiles, it could be with anything, anybody you want to pray for. Just envision their face, envision this iron dome light around them with in the shape of a Yud-Kei Vav-Kei, right? The Yud-Kei on the top of them, the Hey on each side of them, protecting them, and the Vav, the channel going through them, the channel of the light, their surrounding light and their inner light. We can do it for someone else, we can do it for ourselves as well.
That's a good tool to remember. I do that internally. Like when I meditate, I imagine bringing you inside of me.
Right, you can do it that way too.
And like healing, I send it around my body to heal different parts of my body.
Right.
It's amazing.
And the Hays are also each one of our arms, and the A are also each one of our legs.
And it's like a person.
It's
the
like
Yud
a person.
Is the head.
Right.
The shoulders.
Right.
Hay.
Right. Everything.
Right. And the arms.
On each one of our sides. Right. The two lungs.
And
talking
then we
to each
have
other.
Our
right?
pelvis and our legs.
Our brain also has two hemispheres, right? Hay and Vav in the middle. Everything, our whole body is basically symmetric, two parts, Hay and Vav in the middle, connecting.
That's a wonderful tool for people to use, protection and healing.
Right.
Incredible. I do it every time I meditate.
Our eyes also. One Hay is the Hay of Hashem's light. We're saying, Hashem, Let me see everybody positively. The other hay is my other eye. Let me like allow me to also externalize that positive outlook on people.
Oh,
I internalize it and I externalize it. I internalize the Hashem's light and I externalize Hashem's light on every level.
wow. Is that why we have two eyes?
Also,
Is it the same thing with our ears, hearing it?
also,
Wow. I never thought
I
of
only want to hear good things, and I want to, and I want to, and I want to process things in a positive way. Because think like everything you hear, you later you put out into the world, right? Either with your with your eyes, or with your mouth, or with your doing, right? Somebody tells you something bad about someone, you will not want to do a favor to them,
Yeah,
right? You will look at them in a bad eye,
right.
right? So every time you're internalizing and externalizing. We want to meditate on that. So we internalize good information, and we externalize good energy based on that good information. And if we internalize bad information, we want to process it so that we externalize good energy in spite of the bad information that we allowed ourselves to receive.
That's the goal, to try to put positive energy out in the world.
Right. Right? Yeah. So friends, it was good to be with you again, and I hope we helped you deal with those challenging times. And please put a comment below and send us a message. We love communicating with you. And maybe see Mashiach soon all together and dance in the Holy Temple. God bless
Amen.
you all. Bye-bye.